few blocks down, the houses grow more spaced out and the grassy lawns flatten. Carefully trimmed by gardeners and with no sidewalks in the way, they start right there at the dirt road and spread over the perfectly leveled terrain, like a mirror of green water flush with the earth. She takes a left and drives a little farther. She says aloud, but to herself, "There's no way out of this." There are some houses farther on, and then a forest closes in on the road. "There's a lot of mud," I say. "Turn around without stopping the car." She looks at me with a frown, then pulls close to the grass on the right and tries to turn back the other way. The result is terrible. Just as she manages to get the car in a vaguely diagonal position, she runs up against the grass on the left and brakes. "Shit," she says. She accelerates and the wheels spin in the mud. I look back to study the scene. There's a boy outside, almost on the threshold of the house behind us. My mother shifts gears, accelerates again, and manages to move in reverse. And this is what she does now. With the car in reverse, she drives across the street, goes into the yard in front of the boy's house, and draws from one side to the other across the wide blanket of freshly cut grass, a double-lined semicircle of mud. The car stops in front of the house's picture window. The boy is standing there holding his plastic truck, transfixed. I raise my hand in a gesture that wants to apologize or warn, but he drops the truck and runs into the house. My mother looks at me. "Go!" I say. The wheels spin, and the car doesn't move. "Slowly, Mom." A woman pushes aside the window curtains and looks out at us, at her yard. The boy is next to her, pointing. The curtain closes again, and my mother sinks the car deeper and deeper. The woman comes out of the house and starts to walk over to us, but she doesn't want to trample her grass. She takes the first steps along the path of varnished wood, then corrects course to come toward us, practically walking on tiptoe. My mother says "shit" again under her breath. She lets off the accelerator and also finally lets go of the steering wheel. The woman reaches us and leans over to talk to us through the car window. She wants to know what we are doing in her yard, and she doesn't ask nicely. The boy looks on, hugging one of the columns by the entrance. My mother says she's sorry. She's really very sorry, and she says it several times. But the woman doesn't seem to hear. She just looks at her yard, at the wheels sunk into the lawn, and she repeats her question about what we're doing there, why we are stuck in her yard, if we understand the damage we've just done. So I explain it to her. I say that my mother doesn't know how to drive in the mud, that my mother is not well. And then my mother bangs her forehead into the steering wheel and stays like that, dead or paralyzed, who knows. Her back shudders and she starts to cry. The woman looks at me. She doesn't know what to do. I shake my mother. Her forehead doesn't move from the steering wheel and her arms fall dead to her sides. I get out of the car, apologize to the woman again. She is tall and blonde, brawny like the boy, and her eyes, nose, and mouth are too close together for the size of her head. She looks the same age as my mother. "Who is going to pay for this?" she asks. I don't have any money, but I tell her we'll pay for it, that I'm sorry and of course we'll pay. That seems to calm her down. She turns her attention back to my mother for a moment, without forgetting about her yard. "Ma'am, are you feeling okay? What were you trying to do?" My mother raises her head and looks at the woman. "I feel terrible. Call an ambulance, please." The woman doesn't seem to know whether my mother is being serious or pulling her leg. Of course she is serious, even if the ambulance isn't necessary. I shake my head at the woman to say she should wait and not make any calls. The woman takes a few steps back, looks at my mother's old rusty car, and then at her astonished son behind her. She doesn't want us to be here. She wants us to disappear, but she doesn't know how to make that happen. "Please," says my mother, "could you bring me a glass of water before the ambulance gets here?" The woman is slow to move. She seems not to want to leave.